Hi guys, so in this video we're going to go over how you can price your services. Now, this could be one of the biggest reasons why you join this course. Hopefully it's not, hopefully it's to get loads of clients, but it's a topic where loads of different people have loads of different opinions, and all Tom and I can do is give you our opinion, give our take on pricing, and how we price our services, how we used to price our services, the mistakes we've ran into, and how we're going to price our services in 2021, 2022, and moving forward in the foreseeable future. So the best analogy, and Tom told me this probably about, 4 or 5 months ago, and the analogy was, if you were getting your driveway done or your kitchen done, and you went to, like literally a driveway person or a kitchen fitter, they wouldn't be able to give you the same price for every business because it depends on how much concrete you need, how many cabinets you need in your kitchen, whether you want a brick driveway, you want a resin driveway, whether you want patterns put into it or like a border. All of these different types of things affect the price of that driveway. And that's the exact same with your digital marketing services. If you get a client which is a multi-million-pound corporation, they need really advanced funnels made. They want £10,000 a month spent on ads. They need email marketing to an email list of 20,000, a list of 20,000. That pricing is going to be very different to a local restaurant that wants more people coming in on a weekend. And yeah, you're doing funnels, Facebook ads, email marketing for both of them, but they're two different magnitudes. Because you're delivering two different workloads completely. One will need loads of communication. Obviously, communication is really important in both cases, but that's kind of what we're talking about. And the best way to kind of manufacture your pricing from the get-go before your meeting, because that's where you're going to show your pricing to the customer, is to kind of do a survey on the business. And what will be my survey is just answer some questions for yourself. How much money do they make, just in general? What's their marketing budget is a huge one, which you need to take into consideration, of that business. If you can find that on a discovery call or the discovery session in the meeting when you start. You also need to find out what the lifetime value of a customer is, and we'll cover this in another video, in the presentation video in the discovery session, but that's kind of how much each new customer is worth to that business. So Tom mentioned in the difference between lead gen and e-com, where you were speaking about, he was speaking about, what was it, how much each customer's worth?
Yeah, the lifetime value of each customer can always vary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you're working with a dentist and their lifetime value of a customer is, £2,000 because they come in, what you can also include in the lifetime value of a customer is referrals as well. So say you're doing lifetime value for a restaurant. That person might come in and spend $100 at a meal. However, that's just a one-time purchase they've made. If the client gives them a good service, they like the food, they like the experience, they might come back in every week, so for a year, or like every month for a year. So that's the lifetime value of that customer is actually $1,000 from that ad that you've made, not just $100. They might also refer a friend who come in once a month, so then it's $2,000. So really, that's what you also need to incorporate on your marketing. And what you can do once you've been doing it for long enough and you've worked with other people once you've worked with other clients in the same industry, you can be like, right, I worked with that dentist. I brought him in 40 leads. He closed 10 of them, made him 10 grand. Moving forward to your next client, you can be like, well, my average sort of return for these dentists is 10 grand. So I can kind of charge anywhere up to really, $3,000-4,000 if you're certain you can make that amount of money. But really, anywhere between $500 and £3,000-4,000, I would say, is the range that you can charge these businesses. Obviously, there's some really big exceptions. If you're doing a massive project, massive funnel build, maybe some more consulting, then you can go into up to the £10,000 a month mark. But really, like I said, with the driveway analogy, it's hard to just give an overall price which you can charge, because it really depends on the niche, how much money you can make them, the lifetime value of the customer, how much money they're going to make from the ads, how much they make at the moment, what their marketing budget is, and finally, how long it's going to take you. And this comes under many different factors. So there's an opportunity cost there as well. If you're spending loads of time on one client, that's going to prevent you from doing sales, keeping your pipeline full, working on other clients which could potentially pay you more. And now I ran into that problem very early on in my business. The very first client I signed, I was so eager to get a client. He could have said, right, I'm going to give you $500 for 3 months. And I probably would have accepted it just because I was so eager to get my journey going and start making money. So what I ended up agreeing with him was £1,000 a month plus £1,000 ad spend, which is very good for a first client. However, I agreed to do Facebook ads, email marketing, funnel creation, SEO, Google ads, sort out his website as well. So I was doing every service possible for a very small service fee. Now, looking back on it now, I've removed SEO, I've removed website design, I've removed a lot of those services that I no longer offer and now actually charge more, which is crazy when you think about it. I charge more for doing less services. And looking back on that first client, and like I said in a previous video, that taught me so much because it taught me that I physically couldn't get another client on that business model. I didn't anticipate how much time it was going to take to deliver those services, and I wasn't happy with making £1,000 a month. I may as well just stayed at another job which had job security to that job because it was taking too much time. So the amount of time taken, which you can kind of predict, it's easier to predict once you've been doing it for a bit longer, like how long the funnel build's going to take, how long the ads are going to make for your industry, for your niche, which is why it's important to choose a niche initially. So they're kind of the aspects that you need to kind of combine to figure out your pricing. But in summary, anywhere between 500 and 2, 3, 4,000 probably a month, plus your ad spend on top of that. But kind of use those questions that we said to try and predict how much you can charge them, because it's so case by case basis. In the section below, there's going to be a downloadable Word document or a PDF which has a great format to kind of list your services. So obviously when you kind of send your proposals or in your meetings, instead of just saying, right, we're offering Facebook ads, we're offering email marketing, we're offering funnel creation, this document kind of shows a nicer way to put it. It bulks out the services and it shows you're offering a lot more to the client than just those services. So have a look at that. There's some example prices on there which you can go in and adapt ready to put in your presentation, but we'll cover that as well. But in summary, that's kind of everything, isn't it, Tom? Just to...
Yeah, very quickly, guys, I'd say that if the client you're talking to, if you ask them questions and you ask them about how much ad spend they will like to spend on the platforms, and they turn around to you and say, well, we can only really afford $200 a month on ad spend. Now, if you have to kind of judge your fee a little bit on how much they're willing to put into the platform. So if they've only got £250 a month advertising budget, they're not going to be able to afford you at $1,500 or $2,000. So you kind of have to be fair to the amount they're willing to play with as an ad budget. I think if someone's got a £500 ad budget, the minimum amount you should be charging is £500. But again, like Harry said, it's on the service. So
yeah, and ad spend also kind of increases your workload as it increases. Like if you're managing a £500 a month ad spend budget compared to a £10,000 a month ad spend budget, they're two different workloads. Because with a £10,000 a month ad spend budget, you can do so much more testing. You're going to have so much more to analyze, review, different metrics to look at to see if your ads are performing, because at a lower budget you've got less ads running. It's just the way the cookie crumbles. So if you're dealing with a higher ad budget, that time taken is going to also increase. So yeah, in summary, guys, just you need to have a clear look at the business. It's going to be very case by case, like it is if you're a driveway company pricing a job. And you can say that to a client. If for whatever reason a client said, they wouldn't ever say this, but if they found out you're charging different for another client, well, you could say, well, you have different needs. Yeah, they're the same services, and use the analogy, you're a different driveway. Someone I've used it for multiple different clients, like who know each other. Obviously, we get referrals, charge them different things, and they're like, how come you're charging Sarah this? And we'll be like, well, you're a different driveway, you have different needs, you want brick, she wants resin. Like, it's the perfect analogy. So have a look at the document below, fill it out and just use some ideas. If you've got different services, then stack them in, put your price, and yeah, that's
any questions, ask us.
Yeah, this is a very kind of subjective topic. So 100% what we're here for. On the live Q&As, drop us a message. This is just to give you an overview. If you have any problems or want any help with your specific scenario of a business, or you've got a niche or you've got a lead that needs help with, just drop us a message and we'll help you through it. It's not really possible. It wouldn't really be fair for us to just give you a blanket statement of how to price your services, would it really?
No.
So yeah, drop us a message if you ever need help, or when you get round to pricing your services, drop us a message and we'll happily help. But that's kind of everything wrapped up, guys, and we'll see you in the next video.